So for those of you who don't know, I am currently going through chemotherapy, and one of the drugs they have to administer to try and help with the side effects of the chemotherapy is to help stimulate blood cell production to try and help fight off infection and things, because the chemotherapy does actively kill red and white blood cells, which are there to help keep you healthy and fit and fight off infection. Sorry, Puss Puss, I know I'm on your seat. How dare I? Um, so, hang on, I'm just going to set this up a little bit better so I can. There we go. So you can see me and I can see you and we can see each other and all have joy in the world. But the injection, what happened next? So the injection that they give you, that stimulates those blood cells also does result in a little bit of bone pain. I particularly was feeling that bone pain in my hips, absolutely. Now, I was just going to let you guys know the app that I was using for to stream, it quadrupled its price. So I'm in the middle of trying to set up and establish another system, another way of doing this. Let me just see. Gosh almighty. I actually have on my screen right now the lovely there we go. Where is it? There we are. The lovely bingo card we came up with at the beginning of the year. So we've got, hello, Mary Jane, hello. So we've got a bingo card that we came up with at the beginning of the year, talking about things that we were going to see. And I would just like to say we are going to check in with that today first up. So I'm going to see if I can pop this bingo. I'm going to see if what I can do about this. Let's see. Shall we? Shall we? Here we go. Ooh, here we go. I'm going to see if it works. So we are calling it, what are we calling it today? What did I say we were calling it today? Gosh. I did say we were calling it something today. Yeah, the poor suffer what they must. That's what we were calling it. Here we go. Politics we're going to go with on this. I don't know. This is it's like the oh gosh almighty. I'm going to put it on adults only just so I don't get banned off of TikTok, because that would be annoying. That would be annoying, definitely. What are we doing? Just chatting. Just chatting. That's what we're doing. Oh, what? Okay, hang on. Let's have a look. Let's view that. Let's see if I can. I'm having some technical difficulties over here. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, because obviously, no, my account has been approved. Congrats. I can do it. I don't know why that's not working then. That's just very odd. No. Okay, we're going to try that again. 1 second, guys. I might have to disconnect from this and see if that's why. I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. I think that worked. I think that was the problem. Ah! I think that was the problem. How is that? Are we feeling a little bit How are we feeling about the election campaign so far? That's really what we want to talk about to start off with today. How are we feeling so far with the election campaign? How are we feeling with what the politicians are promising us? There we go. I think that light wasn't on. I've got some sun coming in the window, which is throwing off my light balance a little bit, but I don't want to shut the window. So we're just going to put up with the bad lighting a little bit. Thank you all so much for joining me today. So first of all, sorry, someone just tried to call me quickly. Let me see what that's about. Let me just quickly see if I can open up this media share file. Hello? Oh shit, I can't believe that. I was muted that whole time. What a fucking dickhead. What a fucking dickhead. I'm sitting here going, hello, hello, am I live? And everyone's like, like, what are you saying? We can't hear a fucking thing. Anyway, much better. So, so they say to you to be careful about getting infections and things. I'm like, I'm a clean person. I'll be fine. I was not fine. I was playing with the dog and her tooth grazed me, and now I have an infection on my hand. That it's okay. I'm treating it, but it's just very scary how easily it is to become infected. Now, I'm a bit upset because of a couple of different videos that I've seen at the moment. So there's a couple of different videos that I've seen at the moment, one of which was from an Australian creator who, if you don't know, is called, he's called Struthless on YouTube. Yeah, damn, I got an infection on my hand. He's called Struthless on YouTube. And the problem with Struthless is that Struthless thinks he's too good for politics. He talks down on politics while also talking about politics. Talking about, hey, Mary Jane! Talking about, I think I'm back. Talking about how like unnecessary politics are, really, and just like really just basically talking about why there's no point talking about politics while simultaneously jumping on the politics bandwagon, as so many of these content creators are doing. Now, what really pisses me off about this, I want to explain what really pisses me off about this, because I understand everyone wanting people who have influence to talk about these issues that are important, okay? I understand people wanting influencers, people especially with social media influence, to talk about the issues that are important to them in their everyday lives. What frustrates me is that as someone who already does that, there's a certain I don't get offers from, like, literally, I got an offer today from a brand, and one of the things that they have in their specifications is that you can't produce political content. So I don't get brand deals. I don't get the only form of income I ever have is from people donating to my Ko-fi. By the way, if you want to donate to my Ko-fi, feel free. But that's the only type of income that I ever get from this. And I'm not saying I deserve to get income from this or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, imagine if everyone told you every day that there was a job that you were doing that you weren't allowed to get paid for, you had to just do it voluntarily, and you accepted that. You said, yep, cool, no problems, I'll just do it voluntarily, that's fine. And then suddenly bitches over the hill who are getting paid to do the same sort of job are now getting praised for producing political content, even though you've been getting denied any access to any sort of financial benefit because you produce political content. I can't get brand deals. I don't get, I don't get any sort of, literally every single offer that comes through, one of the specifications they have is that you can't produce political content. And so and it's just a fact of life. And I produce political content, and so I just gave up on the fact that I was ever going to, make any money from it. And that's fine. I would rather have a commune. I'd rather have a community. That's what I'm trying to build. But it's just frustrating when you get told that there's a job that needs doing that you have to be willing to do for free. Do they watch your content before reaching out? No, they don't. They say, and it's the introductory letter is always, you'd be perfect for this brand sponsorship. And then you get the brand sponsorship, and it specifically says, like, the first thing it says is no bigotry, and then the second thing is no political content. And you're like, why? Why did you reach out to me? Like, I get that I passed the first tick box, but like not the second line. And it is quite frustrating. It is quite frustrating to be told that's part and parcel of doing that kind of content, is you just have to accept the fact that you don't get. Thank you, Mary Jane. Appreciate your love. But it's I've got two chat windows open, so I can see the chats coming through from TikTok now. But it is frustrating when you get told that you have to do something, and you have to do it as a labor of love because no one is going to give you any sort of, commercial boon for doing it. Then watching people who already have this great commercial success as influencers jump into this political sphere and get, like, they're still getting brand deals. They're getting brand deals for talking and producing political content. And it is frustrating because it's not even real political content. They're literally just producing, it's like freaking Donald Trump going on The View. That is what it is like watching Anthony Albanese go on What's Her Face's podcast. It's like watching Donald Trump go on The View. I'm like, why are we doing this? What benefit is there to any of this? You're not talking to someone who knows what sort of questions to ask. You're not talking to someone who has the kind of expertise and background in this space and spends and dedicates the kind of time to this space to be able to have these sorts of nuanced conversations. For example, let me tell you about a really great policy that the Liberal Party have just decided to announce. They've decided to announce another future fund. They've decided that they're going to announce another future fund while they're also criticising the Housing Future Fund, saying that the Housing Future Fund is bullshit and it doesn't work, which it does, which I would say that the Housing Future Fund is not the best. I would agree with that. But while they're criticizing other future funds, they're turning around and they're saying what we really need is another future fund. This one for regional. We need a regional future fund. Do you know what that is? What that is them convincing us that we all need the economy to do better. We all need the stock market to go up, because they're not going to put any money into our economy. They're not going to put any money into our communities. They're not going to give us a single dollar. They're going to ask the stock market to do it. And then they're going to say to us, go and consume so the stock market does well. So then we can maybe put money into your communities for you. It's literally because it's the only way that their rich friends will allow them to. Woodside isn't going to let them put money into our communities unless Woodside's also getting a piece of the pie out of it. Now, I'm in the Western Australian regional community and I'm actually running for election for the simple reason that I think we need people who actually live out here and understand the problems that we're going through to be representing us, because, yeah, a regional future fund that relies on Roy Hill and and the fucking West Australian government, otherwise known as Woodside, doing really well next fiscal quarter before we're going to see any development, when we just had like catastrophic floods rip through towns down here. We've had all kinds of different, issues popping up because of I've got these blisters popping up on my skin. It's really frustrating. It's like when Albo posed with that charity. Yeah. It's like when Albanese posed with the Red Cross Red Shield appeal to combat homelessness during winter. It's like when Peter Dutton posted a GoFundMe to help people affected by floods. It literally is. It literally is. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the other problem that I have, I've got a very sore thumb right here. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Like, I am just far out. I'm going to moisturize my hands again. I've been moisturizing them non-stop, but it just, you don't realize, I guess, how much you use your hands and how many. Yeah, I've heard that people can get blistering from chemo. Yay! The really good news is that if it's happening on my hands already, it means that my hair is about to start falling out, which is awesome. Hey, by the way, if anyone wants to go and join my Ko-fi, I'm saving up for a wig because, yeah, I'm feeling a bit depressed about losing my hair. So if anyone wants to, I don't know if I've actually changed on the Ko-fi, but that's what I'm saving up for at the moment. Actually, do you know what I should be doing though? I should be spending money on this election campaign. That's what I should be doing. Yeah, skin blistering. I'm getting skin blistering on my hands in particular. I've been getting it on my underarms, anywhere. Oh, anywhere. Anywho, it's not the nicest. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the nicest. So, let me just jump back and see how we're going. I can see the chat for TikTok, but don't have any people chatting. We don't have many people chatting at the moment. That's okay. You don't need to chat, I suppose. I can be here to entertain you. You don't need to also entertain me back. It's fine. I'm very entertaining. I know I am. That's awesome. But I am here to talk about any sort of policy that you guys might want to discuss, especially as it relates today to social welfare policies that are directly supposed to impact those who are suffering the most amongst us in our communities and to directly impact them. A lot of the plans we are getting from the government, one of the most frustrating things I'm seeing from people when I talk about John Howard and the housing policy that he introduced in the 90s, sorry. The housing policy John Howard introduced in the 90s is having a direct impact on our housing market today. It's having a direct impact on the way that the fact that we can't afford housing today. And and what's frustrating is that people will say, they'll laugh and they'll say, what, right, a policy from 20 years ago is having an effect on us today? I don't think so. But the fact is, It is. It directly does. And the Housing Australia Future Fund, they've set that up specifically. We won't see any real benefits from that in our communities for another decade. It's going to be another decade before we see any real benefits from that within our communities. And by then, things are going to have gotten progressively worse because they are getting progressively worse while we continue to not do much about it. So for people to sit there and say, how on earth are you going to blame a policy from 30 years ago for the problems we have today? Easily, dude, because that is literally where that policy came from. That's literally what that policy has caused. The policy was specifically designed to ensure that the rental property market was privatized. Before that, in the world that Anthony Albanese grew up in, the government was the largest provider of rental properties in the country. It was the government's job to ensure housing, and they were the largest provider. And so to have someone like Albanese constantly get up there and say, I grew up in social housing, when that doesn't mean the same thing today that it did back then, especially when you consider the lack of available housing that we have, both government and social, both community housing and government public housing, which are two different things, and both have their place. But both need to be a lot better directly regulated. Well, like they need to be a lot better regulated. And I understand the need for both. I understand the need for. There are people who will refuse government housing because of the restrictions that come along with it, and they don't prefer being homeless to being housed. They prefer being homeless to being under the thumb of the government restrictions that go along with being in government housing. Hi, Dan. Yes, I got it yesterday. I'm heading into town today. Oh, oh, these blisters do itch. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they itch. All right. Um, so I think that alarm's gonna keep going off unless someone takes the battery out. Awesome. Oh. Hi. What was this? I don't understand. What did I send her? I sent someone something and they responded to it. All right, now we're going to pull up. Now we've had a bit of a chat about this. Okay. All right, that's all good. I don't need any of that. That's why I like to go live on that thing too, because it's less distracting. But I do also like to know if my kids need me, so it is good. It is good just to have it there just in case. All right. So, some policies have been being introduced for the election, so I thought that we would pull up the bingo card. Hey, Amy, hello. How you going? Lily's in the shower, so doesn't know that I'm live yet. Okay. Well, I'll be very excited to see their reaction when they do. Ow, my hand is so sore. Little infections all over my hands. It's not pleasant. You're awake. Excellent. So I can't respond in the chat on Twitch, unfortunately, but I am able to on TikTok. So sorry about that. But if anyone has any questions as well on TikTok about policies that they wanted particularly to discuss, then please jump in there and feel free to. Oh, no, that's not the correct one. That's not the one I wanted. What am I doing? This is the one I wanted. Or was this one? Oh, it is this one. It just took a little while to load. Could you please shout out to Katie on TikTok? She's my work friend. Hi, Katie on TikTok. Hi, Katie on TikTok. How are you today? I hope you're also following me and well, I mean, you can't vote for me because you're on the other side of the country, but vote for Geordie. Geordie's amazing. Geordie is actually going to get some real policy changes happening for housing for us. We need people like Geordie in the Senate advocating for us, and I want to be there with him if I can be. Fingers crossed. If you've got any friends in WA, tell them to vote for me. Just saying, I don't mind shilling for a vote. If you want to donate to the campaign, you can do that too. But yeah, I'll shill for a vote. I'll hopefully have the energy to actually join you after next week. Well, my kids are on holidays, school holidays for the next 2 weeks, but they're going up to visit their nan. So I'm going to be online every single day next week. Luckily, my lower back is feeling so much better. I cannot tell you how much better it is feeling. Oh, you've been researching the Victorian Senate candidates. Fantastic. Um, how are ya? How you going? Yeah? Yeah? Excellent. So I've been hopefully I have the energy to actually yes, that would be great. I'd be very excited for that. Um, so the other really exciting thing I want to discuss is the yeah, that's right, bingo. Bingo is what we're doing. That's what I'm trying to continue to stay focused on. Bingo. Here we go. Many right wing Christian, yeah, conspiracy parties, definitely. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to throw my hat in the ring because election after election, it is really disappointing to see that, and it's with the Fusion Party, by the way, I should say. I should have the logo on the screen while I'm doing this just so that, like, I'm not breaking any rules or anything. I think I have to do a little bit of an update on the background. So I do like authorized by the Fusion Party, all that sort of jazz. I'll get that going. I will get that going. Ah, um, many right-wing Christian conspiracies. Yeah, I should look up mine. I don't know. Colin Boyce is the lib. Yeah, unfortunately, lower house candidates are very, very lacking in regional Western Australia. Not going to lie. Um, and the policies that they have are atrocious too. So here we go. Where's the media? No, that's not what I want. There we go. Websites. Hang on a sec. There it is. Alrighty. So a couple of different options, things that we had on here. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so that everyone can sort of see that. These were a few things that we were talking about that would come up this election, a few different policy ideas that we had, and also a few hopes and dreams and wishes and things we didn't want to be too obviously we wanted to have a little bit of hope in there as well. So all good things, and we are going to have a little chat about what we have on this list now. Oh, I've just given myself a bit of an injury. Why is that not working? There we go. All right. So the first thing that we had on here was a business focused budget. A business focused budget. Now, that you're not listed on Wikipedia, just let Tian know. Okay. Can you please share what many I should look up yeah. I'm not listed on Wikipedia yet, just Tian. That's annoying, isn't it? Since I was already I've run in the past as well. I'm famous enough to have a Wikipedia stub, honestly, but they just won't accept stuff from anyone other than other people. I would make my own stuff if I could. But yeah, I'm not listed on ABC yet either, I don't think, which is annoying. I have to give them some more information about me so that they'll say some stuff about me. I'll write a little bit of my own Wikipedia entry that I'll put up on the Fusion candidate website for the election. Alrighty. So some of the doodads and whatsits that we were hoping for, talking about things that have happened. Leadership spill, we haven't had that one. Interestingly enough, no leadership spill, which is great, but the election hasn't happened yet. So, we've got some time. We've got a few things. Oh, the split election didn't happen, so I was wrong about that one. That was one that I did think was sort of a wild goose chase, though. So, for anyone who is unaware, you actually don't have to go to an election for both the Senate and the House of Representatives at the same time. It is cheaper and more efficient to do so, to have one election rather than to run them as separate elections. But the reason you have two separate pieces of paper to vote in is because you are actually voting in two different elections at the same time. And they actually have different expiration dates, both houses of parliament as well. So it was possible that we could have had a election for the Senate happening later in the year, but Albanese decided not to do that. And I would say that it was because the tide was starting to turn in his favour a little bit. So I would say that that's probably a good a good thing that that happened. Something trans. We can definitely tick that one off. Something trans. They have been, how haven't they? They have been pushing the culture war nonsense this election in the most ridiculous ways. I really do not want. Wow, that's really annoying that I'm not listed. That's fine. Whatever. There was something wrong with the other paperwork, not mine. So that's interesting. And we both got approved at the same time, but that by the AEC, we got approved at literally the same meeting. But whatever. Oh, I forgot that I'm literally on another page as well where they can't see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? All right. All right. Now, I'm going to continue. Oh, that's the wrong account, isn't it? No. That's the wrong account. That Google account doesn't go to anything. I won't be able to do anything at all. Good point. I think over there somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, here. No, it's right here. All right. I'm doing two things at once that I shouldn't be doing, and it's very confusing. I'm just gonna do this. No. Ugh, it's annoying. I'm annoying myself more than any person ever could. Ah! Okay. All right. I'm working it out. I'm an old person using technology. You're watching it in real time. Fucking two-factor authentication for everything. I tell you what, even just to try and discuss politics. What? That's not true. Fucking stupid thing. All right, whatever. I'm so over this. All right, I'm ignoring that. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Hi, I'm back. Hi. Play the chemo brain card. I definitely have chemo brain. I definitely have chemo brain. I'm probably going to fall asleep listening to you, Tam, so feed my brain with good stuff. Excellent. You just searched me on Wiki. Okay, and squeaky clean and ready for class. Hi, Lily. So excellent. Thank you so much, MP. Appreciate the love. Feel free if you do want to help. Feel free to go and join over to my Ko-fi. Also, there is also the links for Wael's family. They obviously need help because Israel is still bombing, despite the fact that they were supposed to be having a ceasefire. They're not because, oh, did we have that on our bingo? I feel like depressingly we did have that on our bingo. That's not good stuff. I'm supposed to be talking about good stuff. So, US-Sino relations worsen. Can I please tick that off? Because I just want to say this is why people call me the Cassandra of politics. Not that that was hard to see, but there was so many books being written that were talking literally like Kevin Rudd wrote one. Who wrote the book over there? The trade war we didn't have to have. Um, there's a couple of different books that people are writing, just being like, please, we're not having a trade war. It's going to be okay. I'm like, nope. It's definitely not gonna be okay. So I am going to get this. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, do you know what I could do? I could get some food. Food would be good. Not going to lie. Adam, talking to you. Food. I'm starving. I'm always starving. That's chemo for you. But it is good. It is a good thing that the chemo is making me hungry. That's a good thing. We like that. Here we go. Void bingo. I've got it. I've opened it. I'm in it. Fantastic. Gosh almighty. Excellent. All right. Now. No thanks. Oh, actually. Maybe I should open it in the app. Would that be easier? Okay, I'm trying to make sure everyone who is watching can see what we're talking about. Yeah, that is good. Going over the bingo is awesome. Excellent. So I'm going to make sure everyone can see it. So I'm just got to fix it up over here in one of these places, I think. Live center, is it that one? No, it's not that one. That one, there we go. I'm going to close that. There we go. Yes, okay, I found the window. I'm so sorry. People who are watching on YouTube. I'm so sorry. I have found it. Ta-da! So now you can also, whoops, enjoy Void Bingo. Okay, I don't know. This is annoying me. This is annoying me. Oh, yes, it is. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Delete you. Okay, I think this is actually the problem. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? All right, that'll do. That'll do. I'm covering some of them, but meh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll get there. We're all going to get there eventually. All right, yes, so we're going over the bingo card. Huzzah! Everyone can see it. We all know what we're talking about. Oh my gosh, it's tuna again. Yeah. Okay. I'm eating a lot of tuna apparently. I keep saying salmon and he keeps coming home with tuna. Like what? Whatever. Tuna. I am not going to complain when it's getting me food. Honestly. Whatever. I need food. What's the little votey thingy on the side? When do I get a say? Hey, I don't know. Is there a little votey thing on the side? Oh, yeah, salmon is the deal, buddy. Salmon. I'll have that in with my bean salad later. Definitely. Oh, now I've opened this. I gotta eat this. But yeah, I'm gonna do some rice in with I'm gonna make some curry rice and mix it in with my bean salad and salmon later. That's dinner. Yum! All right. Now, while I munch on my tuna, and we talk about worsening. We're going to tick off the worsening worsening Sino relations. We're going to tick off those, that's for sure. Whiteboard graphics. We'll do a little... Should we do a tick for the ones that we've got? Let's do a little tick. Oh. Little tick. Little tick. Here we go. Worsening China-Sino relations. Excellent. All right. Now, the next one we have. Business-focused budget. I would definitely... Everyone, you're feel free to argue with me if you want. But do we feel like a business-focused budget was, in fact, what we got out of this year's budget? Do we agree with that? Okay, why is that tick not in the right place? I did put it in the right place, but that's okay. Whatever. The thing is, I can't move on because I don't know what it is. Oh, what is it? What's with the... I can't explain it. Okay. Are you... Which... You're watching on the Twitch. Which? It's probably something for followers. You get to vote because you're a supporter of mine. You just... I don't know. Click that to see what happens. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Right. So, I'm going to refresh this again. Why is it... Share. Public view link is live, it says. Okay, so why is it not working? The public view link is live, but it's not refreshing. Now it is. Now it's refreshing. All right, now we're going to refresh. It's going to work. Tam, you and I shouldn't be trying to explain anything to each other. Agreed. I can explain politics, though, so let's focus on that. So we were all hoping that the worsening China-Sino relations wouldn't happen, but I will say that China should not be pressuring Albanese to come out and say that we are going to side with China right now because it's right before an election and we do need to be worried about the racists in Australia. We can't sit around and not be worried about the racists when we have an election. So... What else have we got? Okay, so... Ooh! We have seen some strengthening Australia-China relations, but I don't feel like I don't want to tick that one off just yet. Something trans, though. Something trans. I would definitely say we have seen some trans hate coming from this election, unfortunately. So that one gets a big old tick, which I'm not happy about. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy to be right about that one. But we were. So, and let's not forget as well, you guys all had a hand in these depressing predictions. Now, we've got Revolution and Treaty on here on our wish list. Now, over here, the split election didn't happen. I am going to allow us to choose China. We are going to talk China. I am going to allow you guys to choose. What are we going to put in there instead of the split election, which didn't happen? What should we put in there for our, I'm just going to bring this website forward so everyone can see it properly. What should we put in there for our, in the split election box up there in the middle instead of our, yeah, what should we put in there instead? Basically, that's the whole question. I don't know why I'm making it harder than it needs to be. Oh, the fucked up disaster response has happened with Dutton. That's right. Oh, my fucking... I can't believe we had it. I can't believe that we've already had a fucked up disaster response and we're not even halfway through the year. Oh, my gosh. I honestly... I was waiting for winter for Dutton to fuck up. Okay. I'm going to tick off the fucked off disaster response as well. All right. And then what are we going to put in there instead of a split election? Because we're cheating. We're allowed to cheat. This is so depressing. I know, I'm sorry. It rather is. It rather is a bit depressing. But if we don't laugh, we'll cry. And hey, who knows? If we actually have people who vote in this election, who vote for a different set of priorities, who vote for a different set of people, we might not have the rest of these bingo cards met. Don't forget that. But genuinely, what should we have instead of that split election? What should we put in there? Gosh almighty. Oh! I know Clive Palmer makes a new crazy party. I can't believe we didn't have that on there, Amy. You're so right. We should have known better than to think that he would take that lying down. Shouldn't we? Gosh almighty. Should have guessed, should have known, should have guessed. What about you guys over on TikTok? Any ideas for what we should do in our bingo square for what sort of political shenanigans we're going to see this election cycle? I've got some ideas. Or even, after the election, of course. He's so forgettable until you see his face pop up on YouTube ads. I wonder if I should put some YouTube ads on. Oh, I know. Can we discuss the photo they used? Was that really the only photo they had together? I think it might have been. And I think it's really sad they didn't at least get a couple of shots off. Honestly. Honestly. Need some more crackers. I just don't think that he photographs any better, though. I think that's the problem, is that there just is no other way. There is no better way to photograph. So a few of these are going to have to wait until after the election. For example, one of these is that a Green surprise win is going to result in a Lib Tanti. That is one that's obviously going to have to wait until after the election to be seen. Here we go, refreshed it so we can see the other ticks. Every time I see it, I cackle because it reminds me of that friend who used Yes. That friend who used that awful photo of you from 2006 to be like, happy birthday, bestie. And you're like, why? Why do you hate me? I know. We've already been on live for 43 minutes today. I'm doing better than I have so far, but I must say eating helps. I have to eat constantly. Chemo Chemo just absolutely demolishes your ability to so hungry. So hungry. But at least I am ravenous. If I had no appetite, it would be so much harder. And I've always been quite a picky eater. Suddenly, not so much. Literally. It's like my body has just gone, I need everything now. Like, get it all in me right now. Oh, okay. I won't eat any more at the moment. Oh, don't tell my dad. He thinks he's going to lose weight and stop having DIRDs. No, he will not. I have not been able to stop eating. I have not been able to stop eating. And it actually resulted in a huge argument on Tuesday because I went like 6 hours without eating and I was stuck in bed and I was very upset because I was literally starving. And then Ads comes in with this little tiny bowl of food and I lost my shit. I was like, I've been waiting so patiently for hours. And he was like, why didn't you tell me you were hungry? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm ravenous all the time. Literally, my stomach is chewing itself in half. I'm actually just gonna go and get a bowl of cereal or something because that was a great little snack, but I'm hungry, really hungry. Yeah, my body is working really, really hard at healing. And if I exercise at all, so I used to I'd go for a walk for sort of like an hour every day to help stimulate my appetite to get me going for dinner because I've not ever really been a really big eater. It's something that's what I've always struggled with. And the other day I went for a walk and honestly, I was like I was so hungry afterwards. I was like, I can't even move. Any movement I do, my body's like, no, we don't have the energy for that. Quick, restock, restock. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it needs sustenance. Our grocery bill has gone up a little bit with chemo. I'm not going to lie. Not the best thing to be happening right now. Hey. But anyway, we deal with what we deal with. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, excellent. Excellent. I'm glad. I'm glad I spent some time worrying about that. All right. So, what else did we have on here that we thought might come up? NDIS Nightmare. I think that's coming down the pipeline. I mean, it was in the budget. The NDIS Nightmare was certainly in the budget. I'm not sure how many other. I'm sure we all noticed that, to be honest. So there has been a little bit of NDIS Nightmare in the budget, but I do feel like we'll look back at the year and there will be more NDIS Nightmare to come. So I don't necessarily know if that's the one we need to worry about right this second. Here we go. Now that we've had a little bit of a look at that, I did want to have a quick look. I wanted to jump on to ABC News today and have a look at what some of the politicians are planning, what they're saying that they're going to give to us. We'll check back in with the bingo as we go through the year. Don't worry, guys. There'll be lots more chances to check back in with the bingo card as we go through the year. But right now, what I want to do is I want to have a look on ABC News about the election updates and just see what our pollies are promising, because what is really frustrating is how the backflipping and honestly, it's just nonsense. It's just bloody nonsense. Oh, hang on, Ads is there. dog. Okay. Yeah, for going out for walks for the dog, we've been taking like a bowl with us to try and get the dog, and she like puts her paws in it and like spills it and tips it, and it's just really difficult. Difficult. Use cool or tepid water. Push the switch to the right. I'm not the kind of person who does this, who goes out and buys things to, serve a purpose. But I can understand why people do get things like this. This is probably more useful. Where is she? Where is the dog? Where is the gorgeous puppy? Dandelion. Was she? Is she awake? She's upside down sleeping. I'll get her up here. I'll get her up here in a second, definitely. All right, let's go back to the large solo screen for a sec. There we go. So now you can see me better. Hi. I know you missed me. You like to see me in high definition, 4K. Hello. I'm going to have to flip this camera because it's facing the opposite way. I don't know why. Is it because did I move the camera? I don't know, but I have to flip it because it's, yeah. Anyway. Nope. Don't know how to do that. Not going to focus on that right now. All right. Back to the news. Back to the news. The good thing is I'm on here for long enough that we can get distracted a few times and it's not going to be the end of the world. But I am going to do some medicine just to help with my back pain at the moment. So I'm just going to jump off for just a second and just out of screen for a moment. And then we're going to talk about some individual candidates, things like that, who are, trying to do the best that they can, I guess. Here we go. So one thing I would like to let you all know as well is that Gen Z and millennials outvote older voters for the first time. And unlike in other countries where we have seen a rightward push for a younger people, the same has not been seen in Australia. And part of that is because we have such an educated population. Hello, welcome. So part of it is because we have such an educated population. That's part of why we haven't had the push toward the right that a lot of others have been seeing. So where website setting. Here we go. Here we go. Election. Yay! Election stuff. That's what you all wanted to talk about, wasn't it? Yay! Yeah, amazing. Food. So, oh my gosh. Void bingo. Oh my gosh, don't tell me rising terror threat. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Hang on, please. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness, these people are so predictable. These people are so predictable. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has reached out to opposition leader Peter Dutton after a media report that he was the subject of an alleged terror plot. These people are so predictable. Oh my gosh, these people are so predictable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that has got to be the most predictable. I cannot believe that they were so. I've got to just hang on. Let me just. Uh, oh, oh my goodness. We had on our bingo page that there would be a rise in the terror threat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.